Hey guys, welcome back. Or if you're new to my channel, visiting for the first time, welcome. I'm Erica. I'm guessing that you clicked on this video because you're searching for something about Neukol, an online meeting platform. So today in this video, I hope to answer some questions for you. First of all, what is Neukol? Although I'm pretty sure you know what it is if you're searching for it. Why not Zoom? How much does Neukol cost? How do I get it? And what are the features that I like best about it? So I think the best way to do this would be for me to share my screen with you. So let's do that now. So here we are at the neukol.com webpage. And you probably already know what Neukol is. It's an online meeting platform. But one thing that I want you to take note of is that it's very different. This is a virtual classroom, and it's designed in a way that provides a lot of interaction. There's functions where you can reward your students. There's a whiteboard that I think is really superior to some of the other platforms, and it's really designed to emulate that online learning environment versus a Zoom where you have features like breakout rooms and different collaboration tools that are really appropriate for that kind of setting. But for a classroom, I really think that Neukol is superior. We'll get into that more when I take you inside the app. But first, let's look at pricing because I know you all want to know. First thing about pricing, for a limited time, I'm not sure what this limited time is, but from the time that you sign up, you have 2 months to try out Pro. And what is Pro? Pro is actually the second tier here. There's 3 tiers: Basic, Pro, and Enterprise. I won't really be talking about Enterprise because that's for people that are looking to do more than just one teacher and students. This is like if you're going to start some kind of online learning academy, which isn't what we're talking about today. So let's look at Basic and Pro, and let's look at the most expensive. So if you were just to go month to month, Pro would be $12.99 a month. If you want to pay it all up front for the year, it would be $9.99 a month. Again, we don't know when this expires, but this is going to be for a limited time. And then after that, it'll go up to $10.99 a month. And then something that you probably noticed is the video resolution. So if you do Basic, your only option is to do this 480p. If you choose Pro, you have other options. You can do 720, you pay a little bit more for that, or 1080, and you pay even more for that. On purpose, during my free trial, I've only been using 480p because I wanted to see, would this work for me if I wanted to just use the basic version? I'm trying to emulate as much as I can what it would be like to just use the basic version. And so far, so good. I've been showing different pictures in class and it looks fine. It's not grainy. The video looks really good. I can see my student, they can see me. Everything appears to be fine. So a big difference here, if you're looking to teach group classes, you're going to have to buy Pro because you can only do 2 participants, 1 teacher, 1 student in a class at a time. That's Basic. You want to do more than that? It's Pro. Now, something important to note here, you can have unlimited students. You could have 50 students, but you can only meet with them 1 at a time. And everything else is fairly equal. There's 2 different classroom types. We'll go into that when we get into the app. There's something called Music Classroom. If you're giving music lessons, what they're saying is that this gives you higher quality audio. If you're doing any kind of musical, vocal kind of training, this would be really important. But for the purposes of teaching English or writing, some other subject online, you probably could just use the standard classroom. That's all I've been using, and it's worked out great. So let's see, we've talked about pricing. How do you get it? You download it. You can download it for Mac, Windows, or you can get it on the Google Play Store, I suppose, if you're using some kind of like Chrome tablet or something like that. And that's another thing too. This platform works extremely well on tablets, phones, laptop computers, desktops. Both of my students were using a tablet and they said that it worked really well. They were able to see all the different features that I'm going to show you. So let's go ahead and look inside. Well, one last thing I wanted to mention about pricing and the different tiers is this right here, the cloud storage. So this is the one reason why I'm thinking that I may stick with Pro is because of the cloud storage. If you do the basic version, which is free forever, as far as we know, you only get 1 gigabyte, which we know goes really quickly. With Pro, you get 100 gigabytes, and I'll show you once we get in the classroom why this cloud storage is important. So by now we've talked about what is Neukol, how much does it cost, how do I get it, we've gotten it. Now let's get to the fun part. What are the features that I like best about it and the features that I think you're going to really enjoy as well? All right, so we've downloaded it. I made a nice little shortcut, so it's kind of like an app that I could click on, like a phone. So I'll go ahead and open that up and you will see my dashboard. So you can go ahead and personalize it. You can add a little picture, and when you click on your picture, this will show you all of your account information. You can change your password, you can change your name, and all of that's done there. It's kind of a little administration button. All right, then the next thing we have here are quick classes, scheduled classes, or the experience room. The experience room is really great because this is where you can go ahead and test out your sound. You can take a look at your backdrop, making sure everything is looking good. If you want to do something with your lighting, all of that can be done in the experience room. And then over here, these are some classes that I was experimenting with today. This is not the first time I've done this video today. All right, scheduled classes. Those will show up in orange. You can see that I have at least one class scheduled on the 25th. And then quick classes is what I'm going to do right now, just to show you how this all works. This is very similar to a scheduled class, but it's something that you can do right now. So when we click on it, it is going to bring up the last configuration that I had. If you keep this box checked here, it will remember what you named it. It will remember what type of classroom or which classroom mode you were in and what quality you used. You can see that I've just been using the standard definition quality at 480p. So go ahead and create it. Unless you want to name it something else, you could name it the name of your student. I find that would be really helpful when you're going to be scheduling these things, just to keep everything straight. And then you create it. And I just have my camera covered, so you can't see me right now. So from here, you go ahead and you can change all of your configurations, what camera you want to use, what microphone you want to use. You can test your speakers. Oh, I don't think I've ever tried that. Let's see. Ooh, creepy. Okay, well, you can listen to some creepy music. Speakers are working, that's good. Oh, let's look at one more thing. This is fun. Okay, so camera mirroring on. This is great if I'm going to be teaching like an aerobics class. Right hand up on the right side, left hand up on the left side. Amazing, but can you read that? Not very easily. So camera mirroring on, backwards, camera mirroring off. It's the right way now. So camera mirroring on, camera mirroring off. So I'm probably going to keep camera mirroring off. All right, so let's click enter. When you hit enter, you're going to get a little ID that you can pass on to your student. So I have my potato head here. Actually, before I do that, I can't mute yet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and enter this in 255. And you'll see my student here. Go ahead and start the class. There we go. And he should be joining us. And there he is. King Pepperhead, he'll be helping us out. I'm doing this so I can show you some role-playing activity stuff. All right, so here we are. Look around for a second. You can probably see this toolbar over here. And this looks exactly the same on the student side, but not until I enable his pen or her pen. This is a him, I guess. So anyway, now he's got a toolbar. I'm looking at his device, a nice little toolbar in the same place. This is really helpful, especially when I want to tell a student, hey, look over here on the left. Here are your tools. You can also mute them. You can give them rewards if they're really killing it. And there's no limit. You can just go like nuts and just, everybody gets a trophy. I don't know how important that will be to you, but that's kind of cute. I think younger kids really get a kick out of that. And that's that with rewarding. I don't think we need to go any further. All right, so right now we are looking at our whiteboard. We're sharing this, and now that I've enabled his pen, you can also obviously unmute him if you'd like to. This is a master feature. If you had more than one student, it's gonna mute everyone. And then, all right, so we'll go over to here. The first tool that we have is just the pointer. Everyone knows how to use a pointer. And let's see, we can go ahead and this is the text feature. So we can either do small, medium, and large. Here, I'm just gonna write something so you can see. So, hello, all right, that's exciting. So we go back to text. If I select it, go back to text, I can change the color of it. I like this green. You can change the size of it. This looks really good. This size is pretty good. So what if you want to move it? Go to the selection tool. It looks like 4 little arrows here in the left, and then you can move it wherever you want. You can move that around the screen. All right, then you also have a laser pointer, and this is not something that the student has. They have every other tool. They don't have this. And let's see, I don't believe that they can upload any photos. I think they can share a photo with us, but they can't upload files and share files like we can. All right, so you get the laser pointer, and then if you're like, oops, this is a mistake, you just hold down your mouse and just rub over it like an eraser, and it goes away. But unfortunately, you can't get it back. There's no like Control Z, it doesn't come back. Sorry, it doesn't. So be careful with that. All right, so I was talking earlier about cloud storage, right? With the basic version, you get 1 GB of cloud storage. With Pro, right now I'm enjoying the benefits of having 100 GB of materials in my cloud. So I always want to click on this. These are actually some other features. Don't click on the thing that looks like a briefcase. Actually, think of it as a toolbox. So don't click on the tools, click on the cloud. So these are some things that I have put in here. So let's see, I'm going to pull up this sample lesson PPT. Now, an important note is that you have to upload it. I'd say upload it beforehand. We won't get into all of that. All right, so this is something that I wrote on here. You can add some additional text if you want. This is a cat. You could also do that. Here, let's move on to another slide. At the bottom, you have to click on text to make that go away. And then I could erase this. All right, let's move forward. Okay, and on the student side, I don't know how much this matters, but when you advance the slides, when you go back, or yeah, it actually, as you advance, it's going up or going down. It just looks different on their side. I don't know if that really matters, but just to let you know, that's what happens on their end. And it can take a minute, so give it a minute. Well, not a whole minute, but just give it a second. It's obviously not instantaneous. All right, so you could make a word bank, and then you could go ahead and give, some options. Unfortunately, those aren't movable, so I can write like cat, dog, rat. Oh, and make sure you hit enter. If you don't hit enter, it doesn't stay. Oh, it does stay. Okay, my mistake. I should have used a different color. So then the student can go ahead. They can move everything that you've put on here. The only thing they can't do is erase things, but they can make things fly off the screen forever, and then you can't get them. So if you move something into the margin here, like you can't get it back. That's it. And so you're just left with rat. So you can do some drag and drop stuff here. Another fun thing that I like, I don't think I have a slide with dialogue, but I could say, who is jumping? And it'd be like, well, the cat is jumping. You can resize their video. It's kind of cute. And then you can put them there and they could say, I am jumping. I actually did this. It was kind of cute. And then I can also come on screen. This is one of the features that I love. I don't think you can do this on Zoom. I've never been able to do it. And then actually I can make myself even a little smaller. I have to get really good at this. I'm not fiddling so much with it. So I can go over here. Who's jumping now? Oh, teacher, you're jumping. And then I can hit return to seating area and whoosh, we're all back in our seats again. Well done, well done. Just give him a trophy for that. Very well done. All right, some other features. Let's see. Okay, so up here I've got my Blackboard and I have my documents. So sample PPT, let's put some more things up in my documents. Go back to my cloud. I don't know, let's look at many dogs. And what else can we put up there? We'll put up a beach scene and we'll put up a forest. We can put up all these different things. And then when I want to access them, I've got my forest, I've got my beach, many dogs, or I could go back to my PPT, my presentation. And again, we can go ahead and you could maybe practice some prepositions like, where am I? Oh, you're on the rock. Where are you? I'm in the sea. And you can do some fun things there. We can move around. You can, draw different things on the screen. I can even show you the draw function. All right, so students can have a little too much fun with this. This is the only danger, although you can disable their pen if it gets too wild. So with text, you can write in different sizes. This pen tool, this is just a line, and you can go ahead and write in different thicknesses. There's the different thicknesses. You can do different colors. You can play around with that. And then there's also highlighters. So, you know, it's just a highlighter. You can see through it. It's somewhat transparent. I don't think you can change the transparency, but you can either do these opaque colors or transparent colors. You can place circles around things. Oh, I'm still in highlighter mode. Be careful with that. If you want it, whatever color that you've selected or tool, you can put some squares on things, and then you can move them around. Everything that you've drawn on here is, oops, go back to my selection tool. It's a little, you gotta wait for this little like Mickey Mouse hand to come. It's a little touchy. It's a little hard to grab some of the edges sometimes. Hopefully, I think it's a little easier for kids. You can even move these like scribbles. So if somebody drew something in one stroke, that's the thing. If the poor kid tries to draw like a tiger or something, you're gonna be just like pulling pieces of the tiger. I haven't found a way to make it one cohesive thing that you can move. You can move all these around. And again, we're like, oh, what a mess. Go ahead and take the eraser tool. But remember, your student can only erase what they've drawn. You can erase everything. So I think that's about it. I've been having a lot of fun here. Let's send us back. And you can kind of do a little classroom magic. Kids, I don't know. Kids like corniness. It's fun. I'm like, all right, should I send you back, to wherever you're from and I'll go back here? Sure. Anyway, so these are some things I'm using this for. Oh, one more thing. You can share your screen. This down here is a screen sharing function. So let's see. You should be able to see my screen. Where is it? There we go. And yes, now you can see my desktop. If I had something here in this frame, you'd be able to see that. The only thing I cannot do, Zoom wins here, I cannot give remote control. I could be totally wrong. This is something I've reached out to Neukol to ask them about recently. Can I give remote control? That's the only thing I really want, because it would be kind of nice not to have to upload things into the cloud so that my student could mark on them, because anything I'm sharing, we can't annotate. We cannot annotate while we're in this mode. All of my tools have gone away. All of King Pepperhead's tools have gone away. So the only way to annotate would be to go back to the documents, bring up our PPT, and now we're back in business. We can draw squares. Remember, whatever you're on, it's going to be there. So that's a little much to keep track of. So you can go ahead and write on the screen. That's the only thing. But I think the other things really outweigh it. I love, especially with dialogue, sometimes it's kind of hard with younger kids. Like, okay, you're Bob, I'm Jim. Wait a minute, who's Bob, who's Jim, who's on first? I love that we can just drag it and it's like, oh, okay, here, we'll go ahead. Oh, that's another thing. You can go ahead and hide everyone's video. Be careful, that's not the slide advance button. That's over here. So here, we'll bring up a group of dogs. They'll be like, oh, okay, well, which dog are you? And I can go ahead and, shrink myself down. I can be this dog. He can be the other dog. And we can do some kind of like fun role play. Kind of silly, but it's fun. I had a blast doing this. Kids love this. So anyway, go ahead and leave me some comments. What do you think? If I'm able to get a hold of Neukol this week and I start a dialogue with them, what would you like to know? So drop your comments below. Tell me what you think about this platform. Are you still like Zoom for life? Have I changed your mind? This isn't any kind of like paid promotion. I'm just kind of in love with this new platform, and I thought I would do a video and share it with you guys. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.